Remember when the scariest thing about AI was that it was getting too powerful? Well, it turns out the thing that is terrifying Silicon Valley is not an all powerful Skynet AI. It is a cheap AI. On January 27, 2025, a Chinese startup called DeepSeek pulled off a remarkable magic trick. They made $1 trillion disappear. Now, here's the weird part. DeepSeek didn't do it by being better than its competitors. It did it by being cheaper. And we're not talking just a little cheaper. We're talking buying a Rolex from the guy in the parking lot kind of cheap. Now, now countries are trying to ban it faster than your local HOA banned those inflatable kiddie pools. But to understand why this is such a big deal, we need to talk about three things: how AI actually works, why it costs so much, and why DeepSeek is freaking everyone out. Think of training AI like raising a really, really expensive little baby. Instead of teaching it to walk and talk over a few years, you're making it ingest massive amounts of data over just a few months. But here's the catch: this baby needs a lot of expensive toys. We're talking specialized computer chips, and most of those are made by NVIDIA, and they are expensive. Like, check your credit score kind of expensive. Like, we got to move some things around kind of expensive. This isn't mattress money. Okay. Until now, that meant only the biggest players in tech could afford to play in this sandbox. Companies like OpenAI spent over 100 million just to train ChatGPT. And then DeepSeek shows up and is like, hold my boba tea. I don't know what do they drink in China. I don't. Anyway, I'll stick with boba tea. DeepSeek claimed that they could train an AI model comparable to ChatGPT for just 6 million. Now, if that's true, that's like building a Ferrari for the cost of a used Civic. When they released their model on January 20th, something interesting happened. It worked. Like, it actually worked. I ran a logic problem by it, and it was comparable to ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. Wall Street responded the way Wall Street always responds to something new. It freaked out. Everyone started selling. Nvidia stock dropped 17% in a single day. It wiped out $600 billion in value in Nvidia. Now, it's started to recover a bit from that, but that's a lot of money. That's more money than the GDP of Sweden. So, this is where things start to get complicated. Remember when everyone was freaking out about TikTok sharing data with China? Well, DeepSeek is raising similar concerns, but with an AI twist. Countries like South Korea, Australia, Taiwan have already banned DeepSeek from government devices, and the US is considering doing the same. The official reason? Security concerns. Now, here's the thing: every AI company collects user data. ChatGPT does it, Google does it, Facebook probably even knows where you're eating tonight before you do. The difference is that DeepSeek is based in China, where companies are legally required to share data with the government if asked. It's like having a roommate that is required to tell your parents everything that you do. But there might be another reason for all this panic. Remember what I said about AI being expensive? Well, with that expense came a form of protection. US tech companies didn't have to worry about people in garages competing with them. They didn't. They didn't have to worry about these smaller players that might pop up and develop something that could challenge their supremacy. DeepSeek just showed that you could build a competitive AI for way less money, and that is terrifying for companies that have spent billions convincing investors that AI is expensive. It's like finding out that the emperor's new clothes could have been bought at Target. So, where does that leave us? Well, we're basically watching a tech Cold War in real time. On one side, you have US companies that are claiming DeepSeek stole their technology through something called distillation, which is essentially the AI equivalent of copying somebody's homework, but making a few little changes so that you don't get caught. The other side, you have DeepSeek proving that maybe, just maybe, building an AI doesn't cost more than the GDP of a small country. The truth is that this isn't really about DeepSeek. It's about who gets to control the future of AI. Will it be expensive and centralized, or will it be cheaper and more distributed? Will it be dominated by a few big players, or will it be open to more competition? These are questions that will affect all of us, whether we use AI or not, because in the end, this isn't just about chatbots or stock prices, it's about power. And as a wise man once said, with great power comes great market capitalization. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, would you trust an AI that costs less than your phone? Well, see you next time.